just simply just say how basically the glucose is broken down into the energy currency. The thing is, you have the glucose, okay, you have the glucose, and this glucose undergo the, how much steps is there in the glycolysis? How much step is there? 10 step. It is a 10-step cycle. Fine. So this is the glycolysis. कल से white chalk बोलो सर को, they will bring. Okay. Fine. So glycolysis. Fine. So when glucose enters in the glycolysis cycle, after passing all the 10 steps, they will change into the pyruvate. Pyruvate. Fine. Now this pyruvate, it goes to the Krebs cycle. It goes to the Krebs cycle, also called as the AMP pathway. Okay. And after that, this cycle, it goes to the ETC, called as the electron transport chain. Fine. And in the electron transport chain, there is a one molecule which is basically accepting the produced electron. So what is happening? From the glucose, the pyruvate will made, okay, and this pyruvate will enters into the Krebs cycle. It enters into the Krebs cycle, and from the Krebs cycle there will be a production of what? Production of basically the electrons, okay, NAD plus, NADPH plus. Fine. So these all, you can say, basically produced compound is basically a electron, So these electrons will go into the ETS, electron transport chain. Okay, these are the biochemical pathways. These are the biochemical pathways. Now from this, there will be a production of electrons. There will be a production of electrons. Now these electrons will accepted by the oxygen, molecules, got it? So this oxygen is produced, and when the oxygen accepted the electron, it will produce the ATP. So approx in the aerobic respiration, from the 1 molecules of glucose, how much ATP is produced? From the 1 molecules of glucose, how much ATP is produced? 8. Now
6 or 2.
No. 18. No. 36. Yeah. You are somewhere correct. It's a very good. It's a 38. Okay. So 38 ATP is produced. This is basically utilizing the oxygen. So this type of respiration is called as aerobic. Very good. Very, very good. You have the knowledge, bro, but you are not sharing. It is the aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. Aerobic respiration. Now the aerobic bacteria will perform this metabolic pathway. They will undergo this metabolic pathway, and from 1 glucose molecules, they will 38 ATP produced. Now they are energy wise more efficient. No problem. Now coming to the another category of bacteria, that is called as the anaerobic bacteria. Okay, who do not need the oxygen. Fine. So that also same things going on. There is a glucose molecule. Okay, they also need a glucose. Then they will undergo the 10-step process that is called as the glycolysis. Fine. Then they will enter into the, they will produce, after the glucose, they will produce what? Yes, they will produce the, where are you? Pyruvate. Fine. They will produce the pyruvate, and this pyruvate, they went into where? They went to the Krebs cycle. They went to the Krebs cycle. They went to the Krebs cycles, and from these Krebs cycles, they enters into the electron transport chain. Electron transport chain. Got it? This is called as the ET here. ET, electron transport chain. Now the thing is, which you have to understand here, is that in the case of anaerobic bacteria, there is no any oxygen. There is no oxygen. Then who will accept the produced electrons? Who will produce? Who will accept? There is no oxygen. Then who will accept this? Yes? Yes? Any idea? No? Fine. So now, the electron which is produced by this cycle is accepted by certain inorganic and organic compounds. Because there is no oxygen, no. Then someone must have to accept. Okay? Someone must have here to accept and then produce the ATP. Okay, what is happening? Basically, this is a kitchen house. Okay, this is a kitchen house, and here all the vegetables, everything is brought from the market. Everything is cutted down, but now it's needed to actual food making. Okay, so who is the safe basically here? Who will making here? The safe is the oxygen. Okay, this is the safe and he is making the dishes. That's the ATP basically. But in the case of here, because this is the anaerobic pathway, there is no oxygen. Okay, then who will accept here? That is the organic and inorganic compound or substance. So one of the example is the nitrate, NO3 negative. Okay, negative charge, nitrate. Then fumarate. Apart from that, you can say the elementary sulfur. These are the final oxygen accepted here. Getting the point? And how much ATP is produced? What do you think here? The oxygen is not there. How much ATP is produced out of this? Yes, approx 30. So 30 ATP is made here. Clear? No problem. Now, this is called as the anaerobic bacteria or anaerobic respiration. Write it down. This is called as the anaerobic respiration. No problem. Now, there are another category of bacteria. The main primitive type we are talking about when bacteria comes into the existence. Then there was a first bacteria who are using basically the another mechanism. They are not using the oxygen. They are not using the oxygen, even though they are not going purely through the anaerobic respiration. Okay. That category of bacteria which are basically not using the oxygen and they are also not performing this anaerobic pathway, they are called as the, have you heard about the fermentation? Yes, so that bacteria is called as basically the anaerobic fermentation bacteria. The respiration is basically anaerobic fermentation. So write it down. 1, 2, this is the 3. This is the anaerobic fermentation. Anaerobic fermentation. Clear? Now what is happening here? The main thing is glycolysis is constant. Glycolysis is a constant. So here also bacteria get the glucose. Okay, it will get broken down. Okay, and this pathway is called as the glycolysis. And now it changed into the pyruvate. But now there is no any Krebs cycle. There is no any electron transport chain. There is a This pyruvate may be converted into the lactic acid. Write it down. Basically, they will convert into the lactic acid, that is called as the lactate, or they may be converted into the ethanol. So for the production of wine, whiskey, brandy, rum, okay, all the kind of behaviors, this mechanism is utilized, anaerobic fermentation. So the bacteria which are basically performing the anaerobic fermentations, they are commercially important. Got the points? Clear with this all things? Yes. Now let's move further and classify the bacteria. Okay, see, these are the main types. If you're talking about the aerobic respiration, then you have to understand that there are some bacteria which is strictly aerobic. It means if for 1 second also, if they are not getting the oxygen, they will die. That is called as the strict aerobic bacteria. But there are bacteria, if you not give the oxygen, they will also survive. If you give the oxygen, they will also survive. They are called as the facultative aerobes. Fine. There are bacteria who need a minimal range of minimum oxygen. How much oxygen is present in our environment, percentage wise? We are taking the gas. Fine. And that gas not only contains oxygen. Fine. There are different proportions of other gases too. So how much out of the 100%, if we take this much oxygen we take in? Okay, this goes. So from this much, you can say gases, how much percentage is oxygen? What do you think? You are only taking the oxygen from the environment. There is a mixture of gases. You are taking, but your body is specialized in, you can say, segregating the other gases, and the only gas which you are utilizing for your metabolic purpose is oxygen. So how much oxygen is there? 21%. How much? Write it down. 21%. Fine. So out of the 100%, 21% gases is the oxygen. Clear, no problem? Yes? Okay. Fine. So now we will move ahead. There are 5 categories of bacteria based on the respiration. We will see. That is the main thing for your exam purpose. This much description I given you because when I will classify the bacteria, you will get confused. You will see only the terminology. Now I will divide the bacteria. No, you will get the insight that why they are this, and why they are this. The science is not a difficult subject. The very much medical, you can say, the subjects, or you can say this microbiology, pharmacology, or any other subject, they are not really difficult. They are not really very difficult. What do you think? क्या हम लोग बैक्टीरिया के बारे में अच्छे से समझने का हमारे पास क्षमता नहीं है क्या? मानसिक क्षमता नहीं है? समझ सकते हैं ना? इतना बड़ा ब्रेन में एटलीस्ट इतना छोटा सा बैक्टीरिया के बारे में तो नॉलेज हम लोग स्टोर कर सकते हैं. We are storing the knowledge about our relatives. ओके, हम लोग अपने रिलेटिव्स के बारे में क्या कर रहे हैं, वो कौन सा जॉब कर रहे हैं, क्या खाते हैं, क्या पीते हैं, कितना कमाते हैं, कब सोते हैं, कब जागते हैं, किससे झगड़ा हुआ, किससे नहीं झगड़ा हुआ, उनके घर में कौन बीमार हो गया नहीं, उसके बारे में नॉलेज रखते हैं. Our brain is capable for storing all our relative informations, our friend information, our colleague informations. But why not for this tiny bacteria? We can store, no? We can store? Yes. We can store, no. Although we are not seeing the bacteria physically through the naked eye, we are not able to see. But we can store the information. No? How much all of you, how much you are agree with this? 1, 2, 3, Okay. Okay. Okay, only 3. 3 will store. Pakka. Pakka. So when I will take the test, you have to perform well. You have to perform well. Fine, no problem. Now let's move ahead. It's time. मेरे को इस घड़ी में टाइम ही देखना नहीं आता, मैं इसको बस स्टाइल के लिए 8 बज गया. You take the break first. After the break, we will continue half an hour, 30 minutes only will continue classification, and then we will stop the classes. Fine.